From Columbus, Ohio, this is the Get Business Credit YouTube channel with your host, Josh Van Horn. Subscribe now and hit the bell notification right now to stay up to date as soon as we release new business credit gems. Take it over, Josh.
Hey, it's Josh with the Get Business Credit YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be covering Experian Business Credit Reports, Experian Tradelines for your small business or your new business or your existing business. If you followed some of my other videos, you know I've been talking about making this video. So today's video, that's what it's all about. I'm going to be explaining how to read the Experian Business Credit Reports, how to update and fix data mistakes and errors on your Experian Business Credit Report, how to read the complex Experian Business Credit Report, also how important Experian Business Credit is, getting those trade lines built up. A lot of people are stuck on Paydex, Dun and Bradstreet, and quite frankly, this is my opinion and my opinion only, but most of the financial institutions, they pull Experian Business Credit Reports, not Dun and Bradstreet. Dun and Bradstreet's pulled usually by industrial type businesses, such as some of the gas cards, Uline, Quill, different ones like that. They pull those type of business credit reports. But a lot of the major financial institutions, such as like Citibank and Synchrony Bank, among many others, MSTS, they all pull Experian business credit. So that's what we're going to get in today. So make sure you sit back, because this may be a long video. I have a lot to cover, but it's very important, because if you really want to get business credit and you're having issues getting approved, it could be what I cover in this video, the reason why. Okay. So before I get into that, if you're not already a subscriber, please, I would appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button and turn the bell notification on. If you're already a subscriber, I appreciate it so much. All right. So without further ado, let's get into this. So I'm going to be covering, like I said, the Experian Business Credit Report. You can get that basic one with NAV, but I'm going to be showing you the paid version with Experian Business Credit for small businesses. And I'm going to show you a sample report, also a disclaimer. All the information in this video is solely my opinion and information I took off of Experian Business's website, sample reports that they provide on their website. But as far as data points that I'll be making, they're directly only my sole opinion and my sole opinion only. So Experian is not paying me or anything for this video. So just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. So like I said, I'm going to start off with this little slideshow that I put together to help you guys understand it. So I may cut it back and forth, cut out my face, and so you guys can see what I'm talking about a little bit better on the screen. So Experian Information Solutions, Inc. Experian is also, as you know, one of the major players when it comes to personal credit, but they also have commercial business, small business credit as well. And a lot of the financial institutions pull through Experian Business. So like I said, I'm going to be covering the trade lines and how to read the report, and maybe also explain to you why you may not be getting approved for certain business credit cards or certain business store cards or trade lines, certain trade lines. This may be the reason why. Okay, so I'm going to show you some sample reports they showed me that they show on their website, and I'm also going to show you part of my report for one of my newer LLCs and how quick I was able to and get 7 trade lines in the last 8 weeks. So this is a sample report here. Like it says here, note this is a fictitious company credit report. The actual reports may vary in the amount of the information available per business profile and may not include all information seen in this sample. So as you can see here, it's first going to show the name of the company here. Let me go ahead and zoom in here a little bit so you guys can see. So it's going to show the company name, the company address, phone number. Experian Business is just basically the number that they hold in-house for your report. And they also have, like, if you have DBAs, it's going to be listed there if there is, but most of you guys are not going to see this, like parent headquarters and subsidiaries. But anyway, so key personnel, should say your name here, the CEO, the treasurer. And most of the time when you form a LLC or S Corp or C Corp, LexisNexis is usually the one that pulls the data from different Secretary of States, and then they provide it to Dun and Bradstreet, Equifax, Experian, Creditsafe to generate your business credit reports, your actual starting profile. But a lot of time what happens is when you register, you say your LLC with the state of Ohio or whatever state it may be, you only on those incorporation or LLC documents, there's very little information. There's no SIC codes, NAICS codes, provided. So a lot of times that's blank, and that can affect your credit score as well, getting approved, as well as your key personnel. So you have to look at it this way. When you're trying to build your business credit, you want to make sure that all the business credit bureaus have as much information about you, your business, as possible. Because if there's a lot of things missing, say on your Experian Business Credit Report or Dun and Bradstreet Credit Report, whatever agency it is, but if it's missing, then the problem that's going to happen is, say, Citibank or Synchrony Bank may not approve you for a credit line because of the fact that it's basically a bare bones Experian Business Credit profile. And believe it or not, those things matter when it comes to your score with, say, even Dun and Bradstreet, Experian, Equifax, Creditsafe. If you don't have your codes in there, your SIC code, your NAICS code, key personnel, the business type, when is established, if they don't have all that information about you and it's kind of a bare profile, that could actually hold you down on your credit score, your business credit score. Each one of those points of data actually account for a percentage of your business credit score. So Experian has a couple of different scores with the business credit, but the one that matters is their Intel score, and that's it goes from 0 to 100. So like I showed you guys before, you can have no trade lines, no business credit, and still have a score of, say, 42, like I did a couple months ago for my fairly new LLC for one of my other companies. And that's because I gave Experian, updated all my information, gave them as much information as I could, and they confirmed everything. So that accounts for so much. So this is the sample of the Experian Business Credit Advantage Report. They have different packages and stuff, but this one is $189 a year. So it's not that much. It sounds like a lot, but it's a yearly fee, and you get access daily. You can see your full in-depth Experian Business Credit Profile report. So like I said, you want to make sure that you have your key personnel submitted to Experian, because usually they don't have that. And your SIC code is correct. Your NAICS code is correct as well. I'll have links in the description below to check all this out, but you want to make sure those are all correct, because certain industry codes are high risk than others. And those also affect if you're going to get approved for, business credit through certain vendors as well. So let me go to the next slide here. So this one shows my actual business credit advantage report. Like I said, it was pulled today, 5/12. So you can see here it has my information here, my address and phone number, has the correct SIC code, NAICS code. So you want to make sure those are updated correctly. And it doesn't have key personnel on here. I've already submitted it because I just got this $189 a year membership with Experian Business a couple weeks ago that I explained in the other video. But they have a section where you can hit submit update. So let me see if I can. So once you click those links, it's going to go to a page like this. It says, please confirm and update your company information. Having incorrect or incomplete information in your Experian Business profile can negatively affect your credit report and score. Please take a moment to confirm your company information below. Enter any changes in the box below, and we'll review the updates and contact you if we have any questions. So before I do that, let me pull up their site here so I can show you what I'm talking about on that. So right here is like the submit updates. It's running a little slow, but this will come up, and already has my company name, so I don't need to change anything there. But you want to make sure everything is correct with the Secretary of State on how Experian has your company listed, your street address, even if it's abbreviations and everything. You want to kind of make sure all the data matches all the way around, because a lot of the credit decisions, cards, trade lines that you apply for online, especially with financial institutions, 8 out of 10 times it's all automated. So it's making a decision either to grant your business credit or not based on the cross-reference this business data that, say, Experian, Dun and Bradstreet, or Equifax through Creditsafe has. But like I said, in my opinion, financial institutions like Synchrony Bank, Citibank, they tend to pull Experian based on my experiences. So you want to have that information updated if it needs to be. Your company website as well listed. Like I said, the more information they have, the better. All these things will affect your score to a certain degree. Can't say exactly how much, but it does affect it. I know that from consulting with several other, subscribers, and we've updated things and scores boosted right after the changes got updated. So right here where it says executive names, that's where you would put like the CEO, your name or whatever, and your chief financial officer or your co-owner, treasurer, whatever. You don't have to fill all this out, but it's best to have at least yourself or one or two. It doesn't have to be an owner. It could be, say, your office manager or something, but you also want to have your executive one be you as the business owner. People cannot see this, just on the web. It's only like commercial banks and people that are pulling business credit reports that are actually going to be able to see this information, so, and you can see here that, it'll say, look up my SIC code. So make sure you have the right one in there. License, your business license information. Say you're a trucking company, your dot license, whatever different business license you have, you can add this. Excuse me. It's not required, but like I said, the more information you give them, the better your score and overall approval processes are going to be going forward. I didn't put the bonding information, insurance information, but anyways, that's what you do to update the basic information for the data for your business with Experian. So let's see here. Let me get back to the slide here. So I can't stress that enough. I already made one video about this, a couple months ago, and it's one of the most underviewed and watched videos out there because people think it's boring, but you know what? You may not be getting approved because of these basic, data points that I'm pointing out. All right, so let's get into the report part, and then I'll get into what different trade lines, how to read the report, and what trade lines you can get that pull from Experian and report to Experian quickly. So like I said, this is a sample report. This is not mine. This is the sample one. You can see mine's at 78 here for my score. It's actually 84. When I go to say my account or whatever, you can see that it says 84. So not sure quite why it's not updated on the full report yet. But anyway, so this, like I said, is the sample report. Like I said, 1 is bad, 100 is the best when it comes to the Experian Business Credit Score. So this sample shows 60, and it will kind of show you the key score factors: number of commercial accounts with terms other than net 1 to net 30. So meaning if you had a revolving card like the ConocoPhillips 76 Synchrony Bank card, that's revolving gas card. So that can help your score boost up, because if you just have net 30 accounts, that's going to hold your score down a little bit. They want to see a mix, just like on personal credit. They want to see a mix of trade lines reporting. And then it'll give you other points like number of commercial accounts that are not current, meaning you use say you get approved for account and you're late or something, that's going to obviously negatively affect your business credit score with Experian. And the number of commercial accounts with high utilization, meaning say the company gave you $10,000 credit line and they're reporting you used up 8,000 of it, that obviously will negatively affect your score as well. And length of time that the Experian has the file. So the more age, the longer that they have your Experian business credit profile data in their database, 1 year, 2 years, 6 months. Obviously, somebody that just started a business and just got their report and profile set up a month ago is going to have a lower score than somebody that has a 2 or 3 year old business with, no trade lines versus a newer business that's, 1 month old that could have one trade line. It's a factor. Of course, Experian is not going to tell us exactly their, scoring method, nor does anybody tell you that on the personal side. They give you kind of a breakdown a little bit, but you don't know their exact algorithm. So like it says here, business credit scores range from a low of 1 to a high of 100, with this company receiving a score of 60. Higher scores indicate lower risk. The score predicts the likelihood of serious credit delinquency within the next 12 months. The score uses trade line collections information, public filings, as well as other variables to predict future risk, such as if you're in a high risk type of business like real estate, or the state where you're in has a high risk of businesses failing. There's other factors like that. And then there's another score, which is the Experian Business Financial Risk Rating. So this is kind of getting more in detail when it comes to your business credit with Experian. And some of the financial institutions are also looking at this number, because you could have a high score. You could have a high score here for your Experian business credit score, but then you could have and this is the opposite. So it goes to 1 to 5, 1 being the best, 5 being the worst. So if you have a 5 on your Experian financial stability risk rating, you may not get approved, because this takes into account your, like it says here, your number of active commercial accounts. So meaning to say, if you have, say, 10 trade lines that you got, a year ago, and you only used them once just to build business credit up, and then you haven't used them, more than that one time, then that's going to, start to hurt your financial stability risk. That goes into account because they want to see that you're using them more often than not. Not to say that you have to use them every single month, but you want to use those different vendor credit lines, trade lines that you get if they sell or offer products or services that will benefit your business. And it takes into account also risk associated with the business type. So like I said, if you're in real estate or financial type business, those are more higher risk, construction company and whatnot. So those are going to be a factor as well. And risk associated with the company's industrial sector. That's what I was just talking about there. And then employee size of the business. Obviously, if you have a lot of employees, you could have a lower risk. But it could work out both ways. It just kind of depends. There's so many different factors. So like it says here, financial stability risk ratings range from a low of 1 to a high of 5, with the company receiving a rating of 1. Lower ratings indicate a lower risk. Experian categories all businesses to fit within one of the 5 segments. The ratings predict the likelihood of payment default and bankruptcy within the next 12 months. This rating uses trade lines, collections, and public filings and other variables to predict risk. Just like the Experian regular Intel score, it's kind of the same, but this one's more in detail. So you want to have both of them in the green, obviously. Okay, and then here's the report summary that you'll get if you sign up for this yearly business advantage plan with the Experian. So current days beyond terms, 1, that's how many trade lines predicted days beyond terms for this one. It'll say 1. And the average industrial days behind due date is 3. So that basically means, say, your type of business is usually behind on their payment terms, but you're not. So that's obviously a good thing. And it'll say payment trend indicator stable. There's different risks as well. The lowest within 6 months balance, it will have that amount. The highest, a lot of this is self-explanatory, so I'm not going to get into that too much. This one shows, it's a sample. Like I said, it's a sample report. It shows the charts, trade lines of 66, lender custodian experiences are 4, and that's what I'll explain to you guys in a minute. Business inquiries 13, UCC filing 6, banking and leasing, insurance 3. So here it is here, Experian Business Credit Payment Trend. So this will be the percentage of on-time payments by each month. So it'll show this company, meaning your company, it's in the blue. And you want to keep that up there at 100%, obviously. And it will show for the industry that you're in, compared to other businesses in your area or your type of business, that, they're paying 90% of the time. And then it breaks it down also into quarterly. So let me explain this to you here. It'll show monthly payment trends for the trade lines. And again, this is a sample report. Their current 98% of their obligations of the trade lines are paid on time or early. Up to 30 days that are 2% of their trade lines, say, are a week late or under 30 days late beyond the terms. And it'll show you 31 to 60, just like personal credit. It's going to be like the 30 and 60 and 90 days late. Same as with the, it'll break it down on quarterly. So a lot of this information is what some of the financial institutions, when they're lending you credit, if it's not automated, they're seeing this information, or their algorithm is cross-referencing this data as well. So Experian Business Credit Payment Trend, old, new, and combined. So they have these charts here on continuous distribution. So what that basically means is this: say you got a trade line, say with Lowe's, and you're using it constantly, say every month. So, that's going to look better for you. So that's a trade line that you're continuously using and its age, say a year old, and you've used it for say 7 out of the 12 months, that's good. That's going to factor into the score here as well. Newly reported payment trends, that's going to show, it's going to be somewhat of a higher risk if you're a newer profile, newer business, and it shows everything's 100% on newly reported trade lines. And then it's going to show continuous payment trends of being 0, because, if you're a brand new business, you just started getting the trade lines, you're not going to have any continuous payment trends as of yet. But after a couple months, I believe it takes 3 months for them to start getting the data of the trade lines, giving you these charts. So then there's combined payment trends, and that's those two combined, the continuous older ones and the newly payment trends. So the next one is Experian Business Credit Tradelines. This is what you will see here. I'll break this down a little bit so you can see at the top here. Let me get out of here and zoom it in a little bit. So payment experiences, financial trade. So these are going to be banks usually. It's all going to be, even if it's net 30 or revolving, it's still like, say, a financial trade. It's different than, say, a Uline or a Quill. That's going to be under the trade line experiences. So the financial services could vary, and that's, I'll show you mine here in a minute. So if you have if you're leasing, say, an automobile or a car, or equipment, a forklift or whatever for your business, or a trailer, then, and if they report to Experian, that's what it's going to show up under here if they're a financial institution, and it's going to show the last 4 digits of the accountant's number, so you can cross-reference. That's what's great about Experian versus I don't believe Dun and Bradstreet offers this, and Equifax and Creditsafe I don't believe offers this either. I could be wrong, but I'll make a video about those, in the coming weeks. But I can cross-reference like my report here. You can see all these cards. These are all different, most of them are all business cards, but you can see, these all recently just got reported to Experian. So I can look up the account number on, say, my BP Solutions card, and let me see if I have it here, and so I can show you guys. Yeah, so you can see here, it's kind of hard to read, but you can see here this 5358, last 4 of the accounts. That's going to be this one. I don't want to kind of cover it up a little bit. Let me go back to the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So you can kind of see here the number 5382, and it's right here. So it's 5358 because they gave me 3 cards. So, but you can kind of cross-reference, and this is the Conoco card. So that's what's nice, is you can cross-reference and see which ones are actually reporting, if you have this annual membership with Experian Business Credit. And then you can see these other ones. These 3 are all different Fleet Core cards, like Fuelman and Universal Fleet and a few others. I'll get into that here in shortly. And then you can see here business services. It shows last 4 digits, B453 and B4C9. It's the last 4 digits account. That's NAV Business Boost. And then there's packaging 3104. That is Uline. And they reported pretty quickly. And you can see, let me get back to that sample report. Like I said, you guys, this is kind of long, but I'm teaching you guys. So if you're still watching, appreciate it. And it's going to help you guys out. This is very valuable information. especially if you want to get, a lot of trade lines built up, and how important it is to build up these trade lines. So on the sample report, you can see how it says payment right here, payment experiences, financial trades. Like I said, just like on my report, it shows the last 4 digits of the account number, and it's going to show what type of payment terms and the recent high credit. And then underneath there will be lender custodian experiences. So this is financial exchange trades. So that's going to be like the small business financial exchange data they're pulling from them, and some of the other exchanges, LexisNexis, it could be them, as well as directly from the banks. Like if you PG to Chase business card or American Express business card, that's usually going to be showed on here as payment terms. Like it says, commercial card, open-end credit line, but it's going to be more of like a lending. And then you can see down here, it's then this is what a lot of you guys will see, like say the Uline and Quill and Nav Business Boost. You're going to see that here under supplier category and trade experiences. So these are continuous trades. So there's like communications, computers, factoring. So if it's like invoice factoring, working capital loan that you got. So I'll go back to my report so I can show you guys here. You can see how under the payment experiences for financial trades, they all say revolving. I don't have any balance because they're all brand new. And so those, by next month, those should show some activity and stuff, positive activity. But you can see I don't have any of those actual lender custodian because I don't have anything like that set up yet. But you can see supply category, business services, and packaging. So packaging is Uline net 30. All right. So let me go back to here real quick. So I hope that you guys understand how to read the report on that. Next, you'll see on the report, and that's only if you have you've been in business 6 months or a year, it's going to show like this section. I don't have that with mine because, like I said, I just started building business credit for this 9-month-old LLC. I have many other LLCs, but this one I kind of used also as a guinea pig to show you guys how to go about building business credit up. And like I said, I just started building the business credit up about 8 weeks ago. But these are additional trade line experiences. These are aged trades, meaning that, so a lot of you guys may know after like 9 months to 12 months, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, Creditsafe, a lot of those will start to remove those trade lines, especially if they're not active. They'll remove them altogether off your business credit report, or they won't really factor into your business credit score, especially if you don't have any new trade lines or no experience, payment experiences coming through. Say you have Uline and you have like say 10 other trade lines and you haven't used them in 12 months, but you used them 12 months ago. Well, those will show here in the additional trade line experiences as aged, and give them some more data about them and how long you've been a customer. It'll show here on the side on comments usually, but it's not going to help you too much on the actual business credit score if you don't utilize some of those trade lines, consistently. So the starter vendors, like I said, you really don't need, most of those don't even report to Dun and Bradstreet and Experian. But those starter vendors, you don't necessarily need to keep, using those. But like the Sam's Club MasterCard, Business MasterCard, and, the different accounts like that, those you're going to be using anyways, like the Amazon revolving or the Amazon 55, you're going to be using those probably anyways. So those are going to show active, and they're going to eventually go into the aged part as well. Next is what's nice about having the Experian Business Credit Business Advantage, which is the $189 a month. This, I don't believe, comes with the cheaper packages, the single reports. You can't do that with, but you can do it with the $189 a year annual fee membership, and that is you can submit if you don't see a certain trade line that you've done business with that extended credit to you. If you don't see that on your Experian report, just like you can see on mine here, it says don't see your business trade financial account listed above. Tells who your supplier or financial vendors are, so we may contact them, and then it'll take you into a page that you can submit. Now, keep in mind, even if you submit it, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get into it's. They're going to get it accepted, but it's worth a shot anyways. So I'll just kind of read that to you. It's basically just supplier, financial company name. So you can self-report if you know you have an account with somebody that's not reporting to Experian. You're going to put the account number, last 4 digits of the account number. It's optional, but terms of submission, make sure you understand this. Experian cannot guarantee that your supplier or financial vendors will report your data to Experian, therefore cannot guarantee that additional trade and payment information will become available for display on your report in the future. The vendors must be willing to provide their portfolio of accounts receivable, not just the one entered in the business account owner's name. Certain suppliers may not qualify for Experian's payment information submission program. So it's like free to submit to Experian, but you have to have their software. I mean, different software, accounting software to connect with them. But companies that say only have 50 clients, and you're doing business with somebody like that, a local store or something, supplier, that's probably not going to work. They need to have, probably several hundred, I think it's 300 customers already, clients, for them to even be able to submit data to Experian. Experian's relationship with its trade contributors are confidential. Experian cannot confirm if or when the vendor has agreed to become an Experian data contributor. You understand the terms and you hit submit. So, like I said, it's not guaranteed, but it's worth a shot. That's what I say. I mean, it's worth a shot to submit. If you have some of those, submit them. And maybe a month or 2 months later, who knows, the Experian's going to reach out to them right away. Their data department's going to reach out to them and see if they want to provide that payment experience and trade information to Experian. So especially the more people that are reporting a certain company, Experian wants to get that data from them. So they're going to really want to try to do business with them. So let me get down to the next part. Experian Business Credit Inquiries and Collections. This is pretty self-explanatory on the report. It's going to show, bank, bureau, drugs, financial services, insurance, leasing, transportation. It's going to show the supplier category that of each month. And I think it goes back here like 8 months or so, inquiries that you applied, through whatever, company that pulled your Experian Business Credit Report. It's going to show. Now, let me keep in mind, Experian, I don't want to say Experian, but business credit inquiries don't negatively affect your your business credit score, like on the personal side where it drops 3 to 5 points. I've yet to see that. I've had I think 20 inquiries in the past couple months, and my score just keeps going up. So how much they affect, if at all, I don't know. And Experian's not going to tell us that either exactly. And if you have collections, it's going to obviously probably be reported just like it would be with any other personal credit as well. Let's see here. The next one is already did that. Experian Business Credit Advantage Report Tips. So at the bottom of the report, it's going to show you, and this is actually mine. It's not a sample report, but it gives me information about my business on what I could do to increase my score. So it says, based on information found in this report on Van Horn Marketing LLC, we recommend the following action items to help improve your business credit score. The industrial in which your company operates is shown as a risk factor. So that's consulting management. It's a risk factor, but it's not a high risk factor. I mean, you can see on my report here, I'm at 2 and 1 is the best, 1 to 5. So it's not really that big of a deal, and I can't change anything about being a marketing consultant. Some of you guys could change your SIC and ICSC codes, that really could dial in exactly what your type of business is, and that may or help or hurt your business credit score. Like it says, if your industry is not listed or listed incorrectly, you can update it. The My Update Company Information button. And then the second tip is the average age of your accounts is shown to be a good risk. This is considered a positive and boosts your score. So, and that's just because I'm a newer business. It's only been in business 9 months, and I have a couple trade lines now that are a couple months old, and they're not brand new, 1 day old reported. And the older those trade lines get, those trade line accounts get, the better my score is going to get as well. And then the other point they give you, and this points out exactly what I'm talking about, is you got to correct your Experian business data on the report, because the basic information that they have is going to be lacking a lot of information, and your score is going to go up higher if you provide all that information to them. It's pretty much, I don't want to say guaranteed, but the more information they have about you, the higher score they can give you, because when they're selling that data or selling your credit report to a vendor that's pulling your Experian Business Credit Report, it's more transparent. So make sure all of the information seen here in your report is correct. If you see outdated or inaccurate information, then update it on businesscreditfacts.com website. So I think you can do that if you don't have a membership. I think you can do that for free. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I have the membership. Like I said, it's $189 a year. It's worth it, in my opinion. So, get Experian Business Credit Tradelines. Why? Like I said before, this is my personal belief, and I've been in business credit and personal credit game for over 12 years, and I've seen the waves of things changing, and especially in the last, say, 24 months, I've been seeing a lot of the actual financial institutions that are issuing revolving and store cards, like Citibank, Synchrony Bank, Community. A lot of them are pulling Experian. They're pulling Experian and they're reporting to Experian, and they could be reporting to Dun and Bradstreet as well. But Experian, I think, is a major player when it comes to business trade lines. So if you're talking about Granger and Uline or Quill, ones like that, I think they're more industrial based, and those are going to be pulled through Dun and Bradstreet. The companies won't tell you exactly who they're pulling from most of the time on the business side, but you can see here, I was able to get just in 35, 40 days, I was able to get Speedway, the ConocoPhillips, the Universal Premium, and Fuelman, get those those accounts set up and got approved, and its totals like over $25,000. I'll do a review on those here shortly. And then, like I said, the Uline's reporting now, and the NAV Business Boost. I'll have all the links in the description below. If you don't have NAV Business Boost, use that link to sign up, because it's definitely a good trade line that shows that the monthly payment terms that you're paying for the data that they also provide. So, like I said, the Business Credit Advantage subscription plan is $189. I am not being paid. There's no affiliate links or anything like that when it comes to Experian. This is my review of Experian business credit and their products, and that's it. So you can see they have $189 annually, $14.95 annually. This is if you're pulling people's business credit, so you don't need to worry about that. Then they have the Profile Plus report and the credit score report. Those are $50 and $40. I would not even waste the money on that. I would just do the $189 yearly. You break that down, it's, under $20 or like $15 a month when you break it down, and you can see all that information I'm showing you. So you can see here, what you want to do is you want to first go to their website and you can say, get your business credit report if you want to check. And then let me just put in one of my other companies just to show you guys what's going to happen. And then you have to select my company, submit, and then it'll say with Tradelines or without Tradelines. You want to select your business, and it's going to show if it has any Tradelines. So you're going to hit, proceed, and then it's going to take you to the page where you have to pick the package. You can see I already have mine, not for this business, Addiction Media Network, because I'm actually selling this company, but I have mine for the Van Horn Marketing one. So you can see here $189 annually, Profile Plus report, and then the credit score report and valuation report. Those are kind of, not really necessary to get. I would, like I said, go through and do the $189 a year. It's much cheaper. This gives you a comparison. Like I said, I'll have all the links in the description below, but it pretty much gives you everything but the credit limit recommendation. They don't offer that. You have to actually be a company that pulls business credit on other companies to be able to see the credit limit recommendation. So yeah, I know before they had that included in the plan, but I think they pulled that out because I remember before they did have that where you could see the credit limit recommendation. So let me get back to here real quick. So business credit advantage, like I said, it's here. That's the one you want to pick. And that's about it. But what I want to kind of explain to you that, let me show you all these cards right here. Those are pretty much all business credit cards or business trade line cards. Some of them are, duplicates. I got the A to B, a couple A to B cards here. But I would say about that much of them are all to do with Van Horn Marketing, either personal guarantee credit cards or different business cards, like Divvy, Hatch, Untap, Clear Card, Navy Federal, A to B, 2 Rex cards here, JCPenney's, ConocoPhillips. I'm not probably doing a good job covering these up, but I don't think you guys anybody could use them anyways. But, I got so many here, so Universal Fleet, ConocoPhillips. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Not bragging at all. I'm just saying, most of these are all Brax here. Most of these are all under, I would say 90% of them are all under Van Horn Marketing. And they're not obviously all reporting to Experian yet. Some of them don't report that quick, but I'm going to make another video following up that's going to show all the different cards and trade lines that pull Experian and report to Experian, as well as like Dun and Bradstreet, Equifax, and Creditsafe. So stay tuned for those. I know this was a long video, so if you watched this whole video, I bet you're going to be a lot smarter about getting your business credit built up with Experian and go after the correct trade lines. If you guys have any questions, comment in the comment section. If you like this video, smash that thumbs up. And again, if you're not a subscriber, I'd appreciate it if you hit subscribe. All right. I think that is all for today. Okay. Until next time, you guys have a great evening, and I should have more videos anytime. All right. Make sure that bell notification's on. Again, smash that thumbs up. Thanks. Bye.